Hytale just dropped a brand new pre-release update, and this one actually brings some of the biggest quality of life improvements we've seen in a long time. From custom map markers to major necromancy buffs to a ton of inventory and gameplay fixes, this update quietly changes how the game feels to play. So let's break down everything new in the January 29th Hytale Pre-Release Patch. Hey everyone, I'm Caden. If you enjoy Hytale updates, breakdowns, and discussions like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Today we're going over everything included in the latest pre-release update, which you can enable through the launcher by going to settings and then pre-release. Alright, let's jump right into it. Starting off with probably the biggest feature in this entire update, user-placed map markers. You can now place custom markers anywhere on your map, give them custom names, choose different icons, and even change their colors. This is huge for exploration. Whether you're marking caves, dungeons, villages, or just places you want to come back to later, you finally have full control over your map. And in multiplayer, this gets even better, because you can actually share map markers with other players. That means if one player finds something important, everyone can see it instantly without needing coordinates or screenshots. There are also new gameplay settings that let you toggle marker visibility on both the map and compass, which is great if you want a cleaner UI. Speaking of the compass, it now shows different icons depending on whether something is above or below your vertical position, which makes navigation way more intuitive, especially in caves and vertical terrain. Player names are now always rendered on the map as well, and they're much easier to read when zoomed in. Overall, the map just feels way more polished and modern now. Next up, avatar customization. This update adds several new cosmetic options, including a tweed hat, a maid shirt, new shoe styles like styled flats and wedge shoes, plus new color variations for the fashionable shoes. There's also a new construction hard hat, which honestly feels very on brand for Hytale. A new haircut has been added as well, and the morning haircut received updated visuals. None of this affects gameplay, but customization is a big part of player identity, and it's nice to see it continuously expanding. Combat received some really important improvements in this patch. First, weapon damage values and upgrade differences across certain tiers have been adjusted to fix inconsistencies. Some weapons were not scaling correctly before, and these changes should make progression feel much more reliable. Stamina costs for guarding were also fixed on certain drop-only weapons that were misconfigured. Spears are another big one. All spear types should now consistently stack up to 5, and every spear can now be thrown properly. That alone makes spears feel far more usable than before. But the biggest changes in this entire section are easily necromancy improvements. Summons can no longer damage their summoner, and the summoner can't damage them either. That was one of the most frustrating parts of necromancy, and it's finally gone. Summons also now respond when the player is attacked, not just when the player attacks something. They're faster, more aggressive, and there's now more variety in the types of skeletal minions that can be raised, including a ranged variant. Necromancy is finally starting to feel like an actual playstyle instead of a novelty mechanic. There were also some smaller changes here, like improved in-hand positioning for items such as ingots and sticks. This update includes a massive list of quality of life improvements, and honestly, this is where it really shines. Doors will no longer close when blocked by players or entities, which fixes a ton of awkward interactions. Teleporters now require you to move a short distance before reusing them, likely to prevent teleport spamming. Inventory management has been heavily improved. The sort keybind now works properly in the player's inventory. Shift dragging allows you to quickly transfer items between inventories. Processing benches now include a take-all option for output items, which saves so much time. Minecarts will no longer move when stuck, which should reduce some physics weirdness. The farming bench tier requirement for the chicken coop has been reduced from 5 to 3, making early farming progression more reasonable. Large Quebec chests now allow blocks to be placed on top of them, which sounds small, but helps a lot with building. Several bugs were fixed as well, including NPCs transforming incorrectly in coops, and an issue where dead NPCs could be captured using the capture crate. The utility wheel was also reworked so quick swapping now includes the inactive slot, making item switching feel much smoother in actual gameplay. World visuals also received several updates. Incandescent volcanic rock has been re-added to the game. New cracked textures and variants were added for thorium, basalt, magma, mud, and several ore blocks. The cobalt texture was updated, and magma adamantite block tiling issues were fixed. They also added default flat and default void weather configurations for their respective world instances, which is great for creative testing and custom maps. On the technical side, this update fixes some long-standing issues. Water audio now plays correctly in stereo instead of only in the left ear, which was especially noticeable with headphones. Audio emitter entities and fluid ambient effects were also fixed. Sword swing and impact sounds have been updated as well. UI improvements include better placement of keybind indicators and clearer text for workbench chest connection ranges. World generation performance has been improved, and several serious bugs were fixed, including chunk saving deadlocks, world transfer screen fade issues, and mount state problems when changing worlds. These changes aren't flashy, but they're extremely important for long-term stability. Overall, this update isn't about massive new systems, but it's one of the strongest quality of life patches we've seen in a while. Custom map markers alone completely change exploration, necromancy finally feels usable, and the inventory improvements make the game much smoother moment to moment. If you want to try this update yourself, you can enable it through the launcher under settings and then pre-release. Let me know in the comments what your favorite change is and what you want to see added next in Hytale. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Hytale content. I'm Caden, thanks for watching.